Shogo Oki, summary of previous events. Shogo cries Yoko's name in a desperate attempt to wake her as she lies, unmoving on the ground. Will his pleas get through to her? Shogo Oki, 1 AM. Kinshibori Park. Did you reach one of the endings? Well, we did the full evil thing, but we just died. And I don't know if there's a way to go even... I don't know if there's a way to go further. We just died, fireplace. Huh? Oh, good, you're awake. Well, what? You okay? You were so rattled and confused, I thought you'd really lost it. Do you feel dizzy? Have you a headache? Are your humors off balance? Wait, what did you say? I think I've heard that before. You're the one who said it earlier. Oh right, that might have been it. My humors were off balance. What, back there? You ended up like that because of your humors? Yeah, I've heard that at this age, your humors being even a little bit off can be fatal. I'm glad you're back to normal now. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cause you so much trouble. But I really don't remember what happened. Sounds like what happened to me. Maybe this place is dangerous somehow. Interesting. Interesting. What? Are you backing out? Yeah, it just doesn't feel safe to me, and I'm worried about you. Let's call off today's investigation. Come on, it just started feeling back to normal too. Nope, not gonna happen. Not happening. Going home? Go home. God. I'll even pay for your cab fare, okay? Is this the part where Yoko kills us? I ended up having to force a still protesting Yoko into a taxi. Even then, she still wouldn't stop complaining. So to placate her, I promised I'd search the park on my own for a little while longer. That doesn't sound fucking safe. Okay, so presumably we didn't find anything all throughout the night. Worried about Yoko after a bizarre incident, Shoko decides to call off the investigation in the mysterious of the night. Despite his stubborn objections, he manages to persuade her by offering to continue the search his own. Interesting. She hasn't tried to kill us, no fireplace. I still like suspect she might do though. Kinshibori Park. In further news. Oh my god. Before dawn today, a police officer on patrol discovered a man collapsed in Sumida City Park. The man was taken to the hospital, but his death was confirmed shortly after. Investigations are still underway, but police suspect a connection to the other unexplained deaths found in the area around at the same time. Well, I think Yoko tried to kill this fireplace. The Seven Mysteries of Honjo. Written and directed by Takanari Ishiyama. Producer Kazumi Oshu. I think she killed us because or somebody did. Keisuke Nakamura, sorry, because Jane Kobayashi. Because we left, didn't we? Development Zine Inc. Don't know. Well done in your efforts thus far. This brings Shoujo Oki's story to a close. Ah, but this is not the end. Far from it. In fact, this is where the story finally begins. The routes of the three protagonists have now been unlocked. Haru Shigami, a woman who lost her son when he was kidnapped and murdered. Tetsuo Tsuzumi, the chief inspector of the 1st Investigative Division, who is looking into the death of an officer in the line of duty. Yako Sakazaki, a high school girl who wants to bring a friend back from the dead. A girl who died in a suspicious suicide. Each of them is burdened with circumstance and leave them no choice but to seek the bright. Following these three storylines will reveal the full nature of all that is occurring. With that, please enjoy the continuation of this tale. Well, fuck me. So he has to die, like, no matter what. Saf says, oh, I'm sure she did. The stone was near hand when you first got it. But that doesn't, like, how and why would, like, if Yoko died from the stone that drowns you and whatnot, yeah? Then how and why did she do it to herself, you know? So I'm not quite sure on that bit though. You like getting different sides of a story? The new story, I remember Triz, yeah. I assumed it would change the ending of Shoujo, but I fucking guess not. Interesting. You think somebody else got a fireplace? Then how was the stone next to her? Do you see? This is why I'm a little puzzled about the whole situation with Yoko. Don't know. Harushigami. Should we just do them going down? Actually, no, let's... It was next to her because she dropped it when she died. Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. So if Yoko had the stone, how and why did she kill herself with it? And if she didn't, why was it next to her? Do you see what I mean? There's two pieces of really conflicting information there. I think maybe the business guy's boss killed her, and then Shogo picked up the stone. So he wanted him to hand it over, but Shogo became the new curse bearer. But I'm under the impression that the stone Shogo had was, let me show you. This one. Shogo has this stone which kills people by drowning, which is why all that water like comes out of their face, right? So how did that happen to Yoko? Because that's how she died. Like all the water came out of her face. I don't know if we can get a little sneak peek or something. Don't know. So this I feel like there's still some kind of mystery here. Yeah, no, we'll have to find out, yeah. I think we should do this in time order. So like originally I was gonna do the first character going down, but maybe we should do it like these events happen at the same time, then this. What do you reckon? Should we do one character at a time? Would that make more sense? It'd probably make more sense. Also, that would make more sense starting from the earliest. There isn't much room for their boards to expand. You see that? It looks like it's like you see what I mean? There isn't much room for them to, or at least not in this section. Don't know. You know what? I kind of want to do this one because I want to know what happens here. How does this and this like connect? You see, like this character and that event. It's like Zero Escape series. I'm not sure I see the similarity, but it definitely is like this murder mystery thing of like, well, what's this character's intent? Let's figure out like what their goal is, and it's like, yeah, it's I'm really enjoying this one as well. Harui Shigami. When the son of Harui Shigami was kidnapped, a botched investigation by the police resulted in the child's murder. 1 year later, Harui has hired a private investigator to help resolve the unsettled case. Late at night, while speaking to the detective at her home, something strange suddenly appears. May those who mock its fire perish in flame. Mock. Ooh, kill them. Kill them. The flame bearers, kill them all. You've acquired the power of the cursed stone, the haunting clappers. Oh, it was that one. Sorry, one second. So I thought the fire might have been the beckoning light, or the, but it wasn't. It was the clapper. So we'll come back and we'll read that one in a moment when there's less fiery background noise. You can use it to kill those with fire or fire starting device on their person. Press and use the curse button. Files updated. So a murderous impulse seeps into my soul like thick black tar. Now. Kill. Can you hear it? Curse bearer. You who so strongly desires the right. Kill them. Thank you, Apple Bun. Thank you. Oh, I see stuff. I see. Can you let them go when your curse gives you the chance to kill them? It's hard for me to say, but I think maybe you can, Fireplace. I'm not 100% sure. Because we spared the man in the black suit, but he still died. Thank you, Apple Bun. Back with me, ma'am. Can't say I understand what just happened, but it certainly seems to have put you in a good mood. This might be the first time I've ever seen you really smile. Sweet dreams. Housewife, Haru Shigami. Pyromancer. No. Not dreams. Sounds like something I might want to hear about. Think. My heart's still racing. This is it, my chance at long last. Double check. It's okay. Right, let's have a look at this. Whispering Canal. Nope, it was this one. An enduring superstition as the evening bell rings in Irisho, near present-day Shumoku Bridge. A night watchman patrols the dark streets and announces his presence by shouting warnings about fires, all the while striking his wooden clappers. But tonight the sound of another set of clappers answers back. He curiously claps his clappers together again. Clack, clack. The echo answers again, but no matter how hard he searches for the source of this second pair of clappers, he never finds it. Some say it was the work of a mischievous Tanuki or Kitsune, but others say it was the warning from a spirit. Don't feel like there's much clue in that. Kills by burning one who is in possession of fire or fire-starting device. Red, red, red. Everything is dyed crimson. My home is burning to the ground. It's hot. So, so hot. I must call for help, but I cannot speak. My throat must be burned up from the smoke. No, I think I'm already on fire. That's right. I'll just use the clappers. Clack, clack. Is anybody there? Clack, clack. Why is no one coming? I'm going to burn to death. How did it come to this? Oh, right. Her. It must be the work of that vixen who appeared suddenly and enchanted my lord. That witch. Those hauntingly cold eyes had my lord dancing in a palm of her hand. Perhaps I was also taken in by her. How many innocent people did I lure in under the orders? This must be karma, the sound of a heavy bell. Feels like my head may split open. All right. Ah, right. The evening bell. That must be why nobody can hear the sound of my clappers. I've got to do it louder. Clack, clack. Well, all right. Okay. A private investigator I hired. A friend told me about him. They said he's not very well known, but he's good at what he does. When I first visited his office in Ota City and saw how he dressed, I could hardly believe he was a detective. But after talking to him for a while, I changed my mind. He says some strange things at times, but he seems like the reliable sort. Persons of interest updated. Files updated. Okay, right. Rotary phone? The telephone. This mansion has a private line. Mansion? Fax machine. It can send images to other places. I don't really know how it works. Most houses don't have one. Yeah, I really find a use for it. Hanging scroll. An old hanging scroll. I don't know who painted it. It's been hanging here since before I was born. Oh, she grew up in this place, huh? An arrangement of flowers. We bring in someone to do it. I don't even know what the flowers are called. Stereo. A stereo unit with separated speakers, designed for home use. My husband insisted on buying one, even though he isn't one to listen to music often. I guess it's just a show of, what the heck? Wealth? Well, I'll be damned. Is that what I think it is? Goodness, you made me jump. It's just a silly little sticker my son got from somewhere or other. He put it up just before. Well, you know what happened. I still can't bring myself to take it down. Let me take a closer look. I knew it. It's Head Henshaw from way back. Head Henshaw. In set number 1, this is a real collector's item. Excuse me? Don't tell me you've never heard of mockingbirds. The what? They're the hottest new craze. Cute little birds dressed up like rough and tumble delinquents. I've never heard of them, but this certainly seems to matter to you. The best part is, nobody knows who made them. They just started showing up around town, and soon enough, they'd won everybody's hearts. The story goes that they made some anonymous artist who covertly leaves them behind in specific locations. No one knows when or where they'll show up next. They're basically an urban legend of sorts. To think one would turn up here of all places, this is a good sign, I'm sure of it. Oh, well, that's nice. Mockingbird. Have a look. Ah, I thought so. So they're like collectible hidden around the game. That's cool. So no Spook the Ghost? No, it's my channel alerts are turned off because we're on big story mode. We're playing like a spooky visual novel, and it's just like more. It's more like it's easier to get invested without like all the silly like pop-offs and whatnot. On the way home, look at the first. Look up at the first house. Interesting. So it gives you clues. That's good. Television. Color television. Father bought one as soon as it hit the market. He likes to have the latest gadgets. Unlike the latest models, there is no remote control. We've had it for a long time. Back when it was new, we all gathered around it and marveled at it as a family. But with Father and my husband being away so often, it quickly fell into disuse. The swinging of the pendulum echoes through the room. Feels livelier than usual. Richter here. Usually, it's just me. The lights. The chandelier is the only thing in here that's my choice. It's my favorite part of the room. Oh. I think... No. Okay. I'm gonna think and then we'll look at him again. My heart's still racing. Okay. Let's talk to him. Let me bring you up to speed. We were in the middle of the chat when you suddenly started spacing out. And the whole time you were grinning to yourself like you'd just won the lottery. Care to tell me what that was all about? Well, where to start? Interesting. Very interesting. So the haunting clapper's curse echo appeared out of nowhere. Told you how to perform the rite of resurrection and gave you the curse you'll need to do it. Have I got that right? That's correct. So it's all real. Honestly, I still find it hard to believe. But I guess I have to know. I saw that curse stone appear in your hand, myself. It looked like it popped clean out of thin air. With evidence that clear, there's no denying that there's some supernatural force at work. I don't think you quite understand. Oh? This isn't about evidence, and it isn't about belief. It's more than that. I know it's real. The moment the curse appeared, I knew everything before it even said a word. It was already there in my head, as clear as day. You just knew, huh? It was etched onto my soul along with the curse echo's resentful memories. So I could feel it, what it was like. Dying like they did hundreds of years ago. Wreathed in flame, writhing in pain as my flesh blackens, my blood boils. I feel it. All the agony, all the rage. It fills me with bloodlust. I think I need to kill someone. Anyone will do, just as long as they're carrying fire. See, that could be a problem. You think so? From what I know of you, I was sure you'd see it as an opportunity. The stronger the desire to resurrect someone, the stronger the urge to kill. That's how it seems to me anyway. Good grief. Talk about a spanner in the works. I say we take stock for a moment, remind ourselves where we've come from, where we're going. That might be a good idea. Okay, right. Anything new? Kicking about real quick. Starts as our head does like a full 360 spin. Hello. Okay, that's the same. About the investigation. That's what you hired me for, ma'am. To look into your son's kidnapping last year. To uncover the truth behind the abduction and murder of Shuichi Shigemi. Oh yes, I remember. They never did find the one who did it. That's what I'm here about today. In fact, kind of you to let me drop by so late, by the way. I've been turning over every last stone and I've come up with a grand total of 1 lead. So you said. As far as the police are concerned, it's a cold case, but I've managed to make some headway. I remember, you were just about to tell me. Alright. Okay, that's the same. About the kidnapping, about the right of resurrection. You know, we still need to figure out exactly what you want me to do. Tell you what, why don't I tell you what I found, and then we can make a decision. Alright. Yeah, please. You know, okay. Normally there would be a tick there if I've exhausted that, so... Weird. So let's see. I suppose there's not much point going over the kidnapping itself. No, I'm very familiar. Then I'll leave that for the files to cover and just confirm a few things about the case. The police traced the culprit's calls back to, let's see, here. Northern Okyo River, here in Sumida City. That's quite a wide area. That's right. In the end, they never managed to nail down exactly where the calls were coming from. But it was almost certainly the same location that Shuichi has been held captive. Since Shuichi's voice could be heard during the killer's calls. Northern Okyo River is quite a distance from Shuichi's normal school commute. Factoring that, he was seen at school, but went missing before he arrived at his house. It's likely that he was abducted by car on this route home. Maybe, but... Exactly, Shuichi was a clever boy. He never would have gotten into a car with a stranger. That's right. I was very firm about that. I know he understood too. I even saw him warning the other children. It's possible that they forced him into the car. The only issue there is, there weren't any witnesses to the kidnapping. You can't bundle someone into a car without many students around and not be noticed. But nobody came forward to say they saw anything suspicious. So did they target him at some other time or somewhere away from his usual route? Both of those seem a little far-fetched. Which raises the question, how did the kidnapper pull it off? The police never managed to find an answer. In the end, they decided that the kidnapper must just have gotten lucky. Well, why not turn to the problem on its head? Hi, Trax. Gonna drink some of this. I'm just gonna, once again, check if I've got the dialogue from this. The kidnapper managed to convince Shuichi to get into their car, but how? The only thing that makes sense to me is if they were somebody that they would have reason to trust. A teacher perhaps, or a relative, or somebody else that he knew. But all the adults Shuichi knew had alibis. The police checked them all thoroughly. They did, huh? No one throws numbers at a problem like the cops. What if I wasn't someone he knew, or rather, he thought he knew? What if the culprit disguised themselves as a police officer? That would explain why he didn't find them suspicious. The Shigami family has close ties with the police after all. He would have had a reason to trust them. You might be right. But surely that couldn't have... Well, there's a problem with that theory. You'd be surprised how much police officers stand out. That's sort of the point after all. They're meant to be a visible deterrent against crime. Hi, Brabbit. But there's another interesting little bit of trivia I happen to know. Duke of Ash, thank you for the raid. Welcome in. Let me give you a shout out. Welcome in, Raiders. Did you have a good stream? You playing Fortnite? We're just in the middle of a murder investigation right now, so it's a little tense. When you ask people to imagine someone suspicious, nobody pictures women or children. Even kids who have been warned about stranger danger. You had a great one? Hey, I'm glad. Thank you for the raid. Welcome in. Yeah, we're just in the middle of some murder investigation. Often subconsciously expect that danger to look like an adult man. Yeah. Besides, Shuichi was the sort of boy who wanted to be a police officer when he grew up. He must have had a very strong sense of right and wrong. That's right. Wait, surely you can't mean... Now you're getting it. If, say, a young woman approached Shuichi asking for help, what would he have done? If someone like that said they were lost and asked him for directions, would he have gotten into a car? He might have. My husband always told him that a man had a duty to watch out for women and children. You could certainly argue that kind of attitude is outdated nowadays. But if Shuichi believed it, then we might have something here. Then you think the culprit was a young woman? But it was a man's voice on the phone. They had an accomplice, yeah. She might have had an accomplice, or maybe she didn't even realize she was being used. If anything, that would explain why she hasn't come forward. She herself might not realize she had anything to do with the case. Very true. Welcome in, Raiders. My name's DG. We do Let's Plays here. We play a variety of different games. Sometimes on rare occasions do challenge runs. I've beaten Sekiro with one finger on the controller. I've done other challenge runs. If you want to see them, they're in the About section below. I like to advertise games of developers and publishers. You're also right, Driz. She might have used a voice changer too. Yeah. Welcome. So we got no alerts on and none of that. It's kind of a story time. We're playing this fantastic visual novel called Paranormasight that came out a few days ago from Squareenix. Thank you for the raid, Duke. All right. Let me prompt this one again. Has this changed? You still need to figure out what you want me to tell me. Tell you what. Why don't you tell you what I found and then we have to make a decision. All right. Okay. So that's the same. That's the same. So the question is, did anybody see Shuichi speaking with a young woman on the day of his disappearance? See what I said about people's biases? That goes for witnesses too. And I figured that maybe, if I started asking new questions, I might get some new answers. So I spent my day asking around Shuichi's school route, seeing if anyone had seen something. And one man thought he had. Do you mean he saw it happen? Well, I can't say that for sure yet. Turned out he wanted something from me, so he asked if we could talk in private. Alright. Several hours earlier. Alright, this should do. There's no one around. Can we speak in confidence? Excuse me, what was your name again? Janucci. Got it. Well, Janucci, I'm all ears. Just so we're on the same page. You're a private detective investigating Shuichi Shigima's kidnapping. Do I have that right? Of course. What else do I look like? How should I know what a private detective looks like? Oh, forget it. Look, I'll tell you straight. My life is in danger. I need your help. Excuse me if that caught me a little off guard. Let me ask you straight. Who's trying to kill you? A student called Michio Shiraishi. Interesting. Who's that? Do we know this person? No, I don't think we know this person. I could be wrong. A schoolgirl, eh? Sound like you've been naughty. It's nothing like that. That girl, she's a murderer. I'm the only one who knows, but I saw what she did. Michio Shiraishi. I saw her kidnap Shuichi Shigami. I think you're right. I think you're right, Saf. I think it's one of the playable characters. Come again? I saw her talk to him on the street and lead him away. I didn't think much of it at the time, but then he went missing. She murdered him, I'm sure of it. Or at least she's got something to do with it. That's what you're here for, isn't it? Then you can't let her get to me. If that's true, you've been sitting on some valuable information. Why didn't you tell anybody? Well, you see, if you can't explain that, I don't have any reason to believe you. I couldn't. She told me she'd kill me if I spoke a word. You're telling me a schoolgirl had you scared for your life? So you've been sitting on that all this time and you think she's coming for you now that you've spilled the beans? Yes, that's it, exactly. I'm begging you, don't let her get to me. Arrest her, I'm telling you she's a demon. Well, you seem to believe what you're saying, but it just doesn't add up. How could a schoolgirl have a fully grown man so terrified? You don't know what she can do. She'll curse me. Curse you? Look at his face. Can't see it behind my little flame. Hang on. Look at him. Little gremlin look. I'm sorry, but you're losing me here. It's true. Her house, it's... Oh, forget it. Why do I even bother? You seem dubious enough to believe me, but I should have known you'd never understand. Enough. I'll find someone else to help me. Hey. Alright, let's get comfy, chat. This game is really good. The story has been fantastic. And that's about the long and short of it. I can hardly believe it. At the time, I thought his mention of curses was just crazy talk. But I'm starting to see there might have been more to it. Then, if we can just find that girl... Curse or no curse, if she was with Shuichi on the day of the kidnapping, then there's a good chance she knows something. On top of that, I did some digging on the man I spoke to. His full name is Kohei Junuchi. He's a teacher at Komagata High School here in Sumida. Teacher? Then this schoolgirl is one of his students. I think that's very likely. Break to bring out Desmolder. Hi, Max. At last we got a lead. Hopefully it'll be the breakthrough we're looking for. Okay, I'm guessing... so we exhausted this, so let's do this. Just need to figure out... Okay, right. So we can't progress this until we've talked about the rite. The rite of resurrection, huh? I read about it in an occult magazine the other day. Apparently some old books showed up recently with all the gory details. And they say the rite can be found somewhere in Honjo. I remember the first time you told me about that. It felt like my prayers had been heard. Like I had hope, real hope for the first time. Ever since that awful day, I've wondered, what if I hadn't sent him to school? What if I'd just paid the ransom? Not a day goes by when I don't think that if I'd done something differently, Shuichi would still be alive. You can't blame yourself, ma'am. It was the culprit's fault, not yours. Though I know that won't help any. Grief is funny like that. I'm guessing that's why you're after the riot. Guess I didn't need to ask. It's written all over your face. I can tell how much he meant to you. But, and this is a big but, if this rite is the real deal, using it will mean killing someone and stealing their soul. Is that a problem? If it comes to that, I'm afraid I'll have to stop you. Oh, that's a shame. Shame, huh? That's all. I thought, if I'm going to be competing with other curse bearers, then your detective skills might come in useful. You realize you're talking about ending someone's life, right? Don't you see this? Don't you see an issue with that? I think any parent in my position would happily kill for a chance like this. That's so, is it? Dear oh dear, what have I gotten myself into? Alright, no chance to kill him. By the way, Richter means judge in German. Thank you, I did not know that. Let's save the game here. Let's continue this. If it makes you uncomfortable, then you won't have to get any blood on your hands yourself. I don't need you to kill the other curse bearers, I only need you to find them. I won't be party to a murder, ma'am, not even for a client. I'll pay you. That's a shame. See, I didn't realize you were so stubborn. Let me say though, it's not like I don't get what you're going through. As long as you're not killing anyone with your own hands, maybe I can help you out. Say what? What do you have in mind? Well, How about stealing someone else's curse stone after they filled it with soul dregs? If that was all you were after, then I could lend you my service. Oh! Instead of killing them, just take the stone. Just take the stone from them and use the points, the souls that they've stored up. I see. Clever. Yeah, I'm loving the art as well, South. If that was all you were after, then I could lend you my services guilt-free. If the other curse bearers want to kill each other, that's their business. I'm not trying to be a hero here. I guess there's no guarantee a stolen curse stone will work, but we can worry about that later. Well then, I suppose we have a deal. Although, what if I stole a curse stone using my curse? Would you disapprove? That would void our contract, ma'am. Just warn you now. My. Shit, the bell, right. Oh, shiver. Oh. Still no, okay, so that's still the same dialogue. Actually, we haven't looked around the room in a second. Just in case, real quick, in case anything's changed. Dunno. I doubt it, but I'm just being thorough, I suppose. Yeah, exactly, Driz. That's why he showed up when she killed Shogo, yeah. Yeah. Before we go any further, why don't you tell me about that curse of yours? The Haunting Clappers, was it? That's one of the 7 mysteries of Honjo, if I remember correctly. That's right. The original story did happen somewhere near here, I think. I'm sure I remember hearing that. In that case, my money would be on all the curse bearers being somewhere in Honjo. Our first move should be to narrow them down. Some of them are bound to try and come for you first. We'll need you to be ready. People just crashing around. It's fine. The curse make their bearers more willing to kill, so an attack could come from anywhere. That sounds sensible. Nothing. Okay. If I remember correctly, your haunting clappers can set people on fire, but only if they have a naked flame or a lighter on their person. Is that right? That's correct. In olden times, wooden clappers were used to warn people of fire. I'm guessing it punishes those who don't heed the warning. Seems like a good curse to have. It's simple and straightforward enough to use. Although it's hard to say how it stacks up without knowing what else is on the table. You really think it's that good? The target can't do much to throw it off, and it has a nice long activation window. It's big that it works on lighters too. Just slip one into your target's pocket. And you're giving her ideas about how to kill people. You know that, right, Richter? And say that condition were already fulfilled before they even knew you're there. They wouldn't even know what hit them. That's why. Oh my god. Do you remember on the bridge, the detective Richter asked Shogo for a light? Do you remember? That's why. And that's how Harui knew. Ah. Maybe I won't have to actually use it. I could just tell someone I could, and they'd have to do what I said. Threats could work, although without any proof, it'll come down to how convincing you can be. If only you could use the curse, then back out at the last second. At the last second. What an interesting idea. I have a lighter right here. We could try it now. That's an interesting proposition. But maybe not. I'm not quite crazy enough to make myself a guinea pig. Oh, I see. You're an odd one, ma'am. She looks eager to kill, man. If you don't mind me saying, and I don't think it's just the curse. You flatter her. Bro, this game is sick. As for what do we do next, first of all, I think you should stay indoors. Try not to do anything spontaneous or outside of the normal routine. Okay. Right then, have you decided on what you want me to work on? Help me with the right. Investigate the kidnapping. Investigate the kidnapping. Let's play detective. Finally, I have a lead. I need to know what happened to my son. Your wish is my command, ma'am. I'll focus all my efforts on looking into the kidnapping. Although something just occurred to me. You can't investigate the matter at night, can you? At least until the sun rises. Could you search for the other curse bearers? Alright, I see how it is. Wow, she's clever. Well, I'd be happy to help. Odds are good that other curse bearers are also working by night. Anyone they kill under the cover of darkness won't be discovered until sunrise. I bet they'll be trying to do as much as they can before the morning comes. So it's settled then. I'll look into the curse bearers by night. And once the city wakes up, I can start asking questions. I'll investigate the kidnapping as well. I'll even try and find Miss Shiraishi as part of the bargain. Thank you. That's more than enough. Same dialogue here as well. Okay. No, I was thinking that as well. Cormac is like, when's he gonna sleep? Now then. I should get to work. There's only so much time before sunrise. I'll call you if I find out anything new. Stay here and keep a lookout. Alright. There's no telling what kinds of curses you might find out on the streets tonight. Don't go outside if you can help it. And try to be ready for anything. I will. Well, if that's all, I should be going. Honestly, this game is freaking awesome. She immediately goes outside. Look. Immediately goes outside. Should we keep going with her story? I think we should just like keep going. It's murder time. I think we should keep going. Despite having obtained the curse of the haunting clappers, Haru Shigami is determined to use the rite of resurrection by stealing the remaining curse stones. She instructs her private investigator Richter to find the other curse bearers. Let's go. 1 AM. Shigami Mansion Reception Room. It's been almost an hour since Richter left. He promised he'd call me if anything happened. But he hasn't. All I can do is wait and wait. Well, in the meantime... Should I put a record on? No, it's too late for that. I'm not in the mood for music anyway. The flowers put me at ease, just a little. There's an old hanging scroll. I've seen it too often to feel anything from it right now. Guest table? There's a newspaper. Come to think it, I never offered him any tea. Not that I ever learned how to make it. My wife makes amazing cups of tea. I'm waiting for Richter to contact me, but he hasn't. Nothing new. Fax machine, I rarely use it. I don't know how, but yeah, nobody owns fax machines, honestly. My husband used to complain that if it was too dark, but I rather like the gloom. Yeah, me too, actually. The ticking seems so loud, it just goes and show how quiet it is. Yeah. Do you remember that time somebody hacked like 7 million fax machines and printed out a picture of like subscribe to PewDiePie or something? There's nothing on at this hour. I see no point to turning it on. Alright. What's this? A newspaper. It must have fallen off the chair. That was fun. Read it. It's a newspaper. I only leave them in here for the guests. I hardly ever read them myself. I don't think I've taken the time to go over one in years, in fact. Well, it's not like I have anything better to do. Holy cow, okay. Society articles, economy, culture, education. We'll just start with the top, I suppose. It looks like the city's biggest problem right now is pollution. I remember how the air and water used to be even more polluted. The river was covered in scum from all the sewage and the industrial waste, and it stank so badly it'd make my eyes water. Eventually people started getting sick and it couldn't be ignored anymore. Fortunately, it's gotten better since then. Although the air around the industrial district is still filthy with gas and smog. Hang on, let's have a little think. I know it's dangerous to go out, but I can't just sit here and let this opportunity pass me by. I have to look for a Michio Shiraishi. But first I need to find more soul drags. Hang on, my voice. I can like kind of low-key hear my voice going. Economy. Also have articles about current state of the economy. Now that the post-war boom has passed its peak, we're moving into an era of large corporations. It's about 220, 230 yen to the dollar. Manufacturing is on the rise and exports are healthy. The dollar's down from its height and people are saying it could fall further. There's no denying how much the standard of living has improved in the past few years. It's common to own a car and television now, and supermarkets are better in stock than ever. Culture. Now that everyone has more spending money to go around, people are coming up with all kinds of new diversions. Diversions? It seems like only yesterday that people were flocking to the arcades to shoot aliens. But now we have these enormous theme parks and gaming machines that plug straight into our televisions. Everyone's talking about superhero series, foreign films, and movies based on the latest bestseller. Back in my day, fusion rock and folk music were all the rage. But now it's all about city pop and idols. I find it hard to care about that sort of thing anymore. Education. Everyone attends high school now, even girls. Universal education policy, they call it. The country's gotten rich enough that every child can go to school. Education is the backbone of modern society. If you want to work for a good company, you have to get into a good university. With more people in the running than ever, the competition to get into those universities has gotten fierce though. The new generation is rebelling. Schoolyard violence and delinquency are on the rise. But my boy was too sensible to get mixed up in any of that. I don't want to read anymore. It'll only remind me of him. Oh look, that's exhausted, but there's more. There's one thing Honjo never wants for, it's horrific crimes. They found a police officer dead in a local park just the other day. Police officer dead in a local park. Interesting. A lot of my family are in the police. I hope it wasn't anybody I knew. I don't read the news anymore, not since last year. It brings back bad memories. Yeah, I don't read the news for the same reason. What year is this set in? They haven't given me a definitive year, but it feels like early to mid 80s. Kind of, I want to say like 1980-ish. I can't be more accurate than that, I'm sorry. Suicide at local high school. Ah, that's related to one of the characters as well. Oh, I remember that. A high school girl jumped off a roof about a week ago. She was bullied, I think, or maybe it was something about exam pressure. What? But no, this can't be right. Her name? Michio Shiraishi from Komagata High School. Can't be. Yes. Yes, indeed. Although with everyone flocking to the city, land prices are skyrocketing. Nowadays, most people can only dream of home ownership. That hasn't changed. The city centre is going to be nothing but apartments before long. Colour TVs came out in the 60s and 70s, but now they've got like gaming consoles that'll plug into TVs as well, hun. I'm not sure. I mean, you could be right, I don't know. I'm not exactly a businesswoman, so this all feels like another world to me. I hear the new big thing is some mascot line of delinquent birds, mockingbirds I think it's called. Was that what Richter was talking about? Trends seem to have such short shelf life now. God. With how quickly times are changing, I think I'm just too old to keep up. It's young people who are leading the way with their modern worldviews. My generation will only fall further behind. Don't worry, it'll happen to us all. I don't really watch much TV. It feels as if all the information in the world gets passed through that little black box, but father stopped them from reporting on a kidnapping back when it happened. I was glad about that, less fuss. Now that comedy boom is over, all the comedians are flocking to the other genres. The occult seems really popular at the moment. Look at all these paranormal specials. Right. Okay. Michiru Shiraishi, the same girl who witnessed my son's kidnapping, committed suicide last week? But that means Mr. Janucci, who was terrified of someone who already died? Is that what he meant by a curse? I can't work this out on my own. Maybe Richter will know. Why would he call? Oh, I haven't left it off the hook, have I? Imagine. I'm waiting for Richter to contact me, but he hasn't. I've made sure the receiver is on the hook. It'll ring as soon as he calls. That must be him. It's not. It's gonna be somebody else. Answer. Hello, Shigami residence? Hiroshigami, 2 a.m. Komagata Bridge. Richter called me out to meet him, and we came here to Komagata Bridge. Richter, there's something I need to tell you. Funny, I was just thinking the same thing. Standing around is the last thing I want to be doing right now. This is my only chance to bring back my son. I can't afford to fritter away. Why does he seem like... Sauce. Okay. He's gazing down at the water. What does he see down there, I wonder? We're on Komagata Bridge over the Sumida River. There's a highway on one side and a freeway on the other, but they're both deserted this late at night. Oh, my voice. Oh. Sorry. Yeah, you can hear my voice like slowly going. I'm gonna check the river last. Kind of want to keep an eye out for any more stickers as well, you know. The Sumida River. The water is filthy and horrid, but at night, when it's still, it looks almost peaceful. Can I ask you something, ma'am? Is the Sumida River what you Honjo folks picture when you think of home? I couldn't say. All I can tell you is that I can hardly stand the sight of it. Right, I should have guessed. This is where they found him after he went missing. All alone, floating in that horrible water. All I can think is how scared he must have been. How cold he must have been. What did he ever do to deserve something so awful? I've come here every day since then. And I prayed to the river to give him back. Give my son back. Day after day after day. You know, in olden times, people believed rivers marked where our world met the next. So the act of crossing flowing water had a huge amount of spiritual significance. Back when Edo was founded, the people of Chur saw that Sumida River was the same way. They associated the far side of the river with the afterlife, the same place that would later become Honjo. All their fear and revulsion accumulated there and took root. But then the Ryoko Bridge sprang up after the Great Fire of Meireki, and just like that, Honjo was part of the city too. And as it turned from farmland into a town, the people surrounded it with man-made rivers, and crisscrossed it with canals and waterways. Weren't those to prevent flooding? That's what I was told. They were, but that's not all they were for. Their other purpose was to contain all the corruption that had built up on the far shore, and stop it leaking through onto our side of the Great Divide. Visually, they're a physical barrier, but unofficially, they're a spiritual one too. So if I have this right, are you saying that Honjo is a place where the real world meets the afterlife? Exactly. That's why the rite of resurrection is here, rather than anywhere else, I'm sure of it. And it's probably why the 7 mysteries and their curses have survived to the modern day. And I guess that would make the spot where we're standing now, right over the water. The border between life and death. There was ever a place where bringing back the dead might be possible, I reckon it's here. It's funny that you mentioned praying to the river. That might have done more than you think. Is that supposed to make me feel better? Just thinking out loud. Well, it's a nice thought. Oh, there's more dialogue for this. Oh, that's right. There's one more memory I have of this river. Do you mind if I tell you? Go ahead. It must have been about 20 years now when I was still a schoolgirl. Back then, the Sumida River was much filthier than it is now. It's full of garbage and industrial discharge. It was scummy, slimy, and it stank. You could look out over the water and see dead cats and dogs and pigeons. Oh god, just floating. And one day, among all the filth and garbage, there was a piece of my missing classmate's hand. What? What? Exactly. It was almost a miracle when you stop to think about it. What were the chances that someone would find a part of her that was still recognizable? And that although everything but the palm had rotted away in the water, the part that was left would have an identifiable scar, and that they could tell it'd been a murder from the blade marks on the bone. Wait, are you talking about the Nejimi murders? So you've heard of it, we're pressed. I assume you were but an elementary schooler at the time. I wasn't really aware of it then. I only heard about it after the fact. I had no idea the victim was a classmate of yours. Okay. To be honest, it was all a bit of a blur. A wave of chaos just parting around me. Something like that. They said the rest of her body must have sunk to the bottom of the river. They combed the riverbed, but they only ever found pieces. Everything else must have rotted and flowed out to sea. Afterwards, I heard that all the divers who had been looking for her fell ill. Sorry story for everyone involved, huh? It's funny. Everyone figures the river's filthy already, so no more piece of garbage won't hurt. One more piece of garbage won't hurt. Every little bit makes it worse. It's a vicious cycle. And I wouldn't want to go rooting around down there myself. That's right. Which is why the riverbed is the last place anybody would go looking. Or so was the killer's thinking, I suppose. The times were changing quickly back then. Things were confusing, and everyone seemed to be in a hurry. Young people were moving to Tokyo in droves. Some even ran away from home to make it into the big city. And they made easy targets for bad people. A lot of them ended up disappearing without a trace. You see, back then, if you chopped a body up into tiny pieces and threw it in the river, it would rot quickly and discreetly and sink to the bottom, never to be seen again. Are you seeing what I think you're saying? They arrested him shortly after. Umichika Nejima, the man who killed my classmate and cut her into pieces. He was so methodical about it, it couldn't have been his first crime. And people began to wonder how many other girls he'd murdered the same way. The police never found any evidence of other murders in the end. But the river knows the truth. How many corpses are swallowed up over the years, I wonder. That same thought spread through everyone's mind, and they started to avoid this area. So really, this river has been rank with corruption for decades now. Or at least that's how it seems to me. Well, was that interesting? Well, I can see why you don't have any good memories of this river. With all that darkness lurking beneath the surface, there's no reason that you would. Still, if I may, ma'am, I'm surprised you know so much about the Nejima murders. But how could I not? After all, I was the one who found the hand. I thought that was a given, to be honest. The police actually wrote me a thank you letter. They said it was only thanks to me that they managed to bring Nejima to justice. That was the only time my father ever said he was proud of me. Huh. Guess it just wasn't the killer's day. Sometimes I wonder if he resents me for it. There's more dialogue, apparently. Smeed River, I have nothing but awful memories of it. There we go. So that tick means that we've like found all the dialogue for that little section, if you see what I mean. Surroundings. Yeah, I kind of thought through that dialogue that it was a given that she found the hand. I'm not really sure why I was shocked, but there you go. Let's check the thing. Alright, that's the same. You go first. I'll go first. There's something I need to tell you. So, well, that girl, Michio Shiraishi, the one who was with Shuichi on the day of the kidnapping, that's her. Well, she's dead. She's what? The student had committed suicide last week. That was her. I heard something like that had happened. Never got the name though. Talk about bad luck. Finally get a lead, only to find it's turned into a literal dead end. Unless her death was the whole reason Janucci was so shaken up. He said she was going to curse him. Was he talking about her taking revenge from beyond the grave? Seems like we're back where we started. Not necessarily. That teacher knows something, I'm sure of it. At the very least, I'd put my money on him having something to do with Miss Shiraishi's death. That's why he's so scared of being cursed by her. I see. And also, something tells me he knows more about your son's kidnapping. In any case, I think I've got a good idea of what he's hiding. Call it a hunch. A hunch? Well, more of a theory. Get to take a guess? I don't like guessing games, but sure, I'll guess. I can't say for certain, but... Mr. Janucci. Mr. Janucci silent Mr. Janucci? With blackmail. With murder. What if Mr. Janucci silenced Misho Shiraishi with blackmail? What do you think? Exactly my thinking. Janucci knew about Miss Shiraishi's connection to the kidnapping. And he used that to blackmail her into doing his bidding. He made her feel so trapped, she took her own life to escape. That's my read on it. How despicable. Well, it's just a theory. Right now, I think we need to have another chat with Mr. Janucci. Yeah, I agree. Please go ahead. Alright then. I've been poking around places connected to the 7 mysteries looking for curse bearers. And I think I found a few candidates. First, a tall man I ran into Kinshibori Park. I asked him for directions, trying to probe him a little bit, but he turned the questions right back around on me. And he was out there the second he figured... He was out of there the second he figured I wasn't what he was looking for. I got the sense curses were nothing new to him. I'm about 40% he's a curse bearer. Then there's this middle-aged guy I saw on South Warigaisu Street. There's no question about this one. He had one of the curse stones in his hand. I reckon that's the guy who put us in the dark room. Just a guess. He had a nervous air about him too. It was clear he was up to some shady business. Gathering soul dregs, I'd bet. He'd make a good target. Next up is a pair, a young man and woman I saw around Ryokoku Bridge. This time, the man came up to me and asked me flat out if I was a curse bearer. I told him I didn't know what he was talking about, and he backpedaled and left. Looks like they lurk around there often, looking for kindred spirits, who would be my guess. Though it didn't seem like they were quite working as a pair. Really? Gathering soul dregs in a group might be a decent idea if you could make it work. But with things being how they are, it's going to be hard to find folks one can trust. They've got brass, though. I don't know what their deal is, but I'd like to find out. Last is 2 detectives I've seen sniffing around. The police are involved? Not necessarily. A body turned up in a local park a few days ago, so they might just be looking into that. Still, the park's got ties to one of the 7 mysteries. It might be it was a curse that did the guy in. And if they're sending in detectives from the head office, then something's got to be up. How do you know where they're from? Let's just say that when you're in this business, there are some faces you get to know. Anyway, that's everyone who's caught my eye. You found all of them in so little time? I really did hire the best. It's all in the name, ma'am. Richter Kai, P.I. No wait, make that Richter Kai, investigator extraordinaire. An investigator extraordinaire. Is that why you can dress like that without drawing attention to yourself? You bet. An investigator extraordinaire can blend in like a chameleon in any outfit. Well, that aside, the middle-aged man and the young couple sound the most promising, am I right? Whichever we pick, it's still too early to make a move. It seems like the curse bearers are less involved with each other than we thought. Plus, there's still others we don't know about. I say we hang fire and see how things play out. Once more bodies start showing up, then I'll get the pot nice and hot. And once it's boiling, our chance will come. Yeah? Okay. Oh, let's see. Let's do a little check around. Are y'all still enjoying this? In chat? Is something wrong? Not really. It just struck me. It's been 20 years since the Nejimi murders. So it has. Not to spook you or anything, but I thought you might be interested in knowing. Life in prison doesn't always mean life. There's precedent. Yeah, he's got a point. There's precedent for first-time offenders being allowed out on parole after 20 years. Only if they're found to show remorse and the desire to reform themselves, of course. That's right, I'm impressed you know so much. Still, it's hard for someone with a criminal record to reintegrate into society. I hear they've been trying to fix that recently, matchmaking inmates with jobs and accommodation. Oh, really? They keep an eye on them, of course, and make them report in for regular checkups. But to avoid discrimination, they keep the inmates' records a secret from everyone, but their employees. They even give particularly notorious criminals new identities so they won't be recognized in the workplace. My. The way you put it, it's like you're saying Fumichika Nejima could be out on parole right now, back in society under a new name with nobody any the wiser. It's possible. As it happens, a little birdie told me about a big name making a parole a few months back. I don't know if that was Nejima, but our discussion just now did bring it to mind. Let's see. How unsettling. Now that you mention it, I just remembered something too. What was it? I was passing Komagata High School a little while ago when I saw someone. A janitor, I think. And I could have sworn he reminded me of Fuchika Nijima. Oh, shit. Oh. He looked a little different after 20 years. Much thinner. Look, he's got a thing in his mouth though. He smokes. Much thinner I remembered too. I told myself I was just saying things. But perhaps it was him after all. So, what next? The big question now is what the rest of the curse bearers are up to. Luckily, the Sumida River is a good distance from any of the 7 mysteries. It's unlikely the other curse bearers will come all the way here. I could finally have a moment to think. See. Alright. Suspend. It's just like, it's just zooming in forever. Low-key, I want to see like how far it goes. Will it just like go forever? Oh no, it stopped. You cannot currently progress any further. Once your situation has changed, select resume to try again. Pressing suspend will return you to the storage. Oh, okay. So her story is capped out. Ah, right. This is something else I was curious about. The fact that there's color indicates there are other pathways still to be found. Okay. Yeah. So that's good to know. Interesting. Interesting. So it's linear in the kind of... Well, I don't know. I don't know yet. We'll have to see. I was worried that like these characters might be linear, but I don't know. I think these 3 are all gonna be like have some kind of... I want to say work in tandem, like they'll the stories intertwine. So maybe it will be linear. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, right. We can go for 4 hours. Let's see now. Drink some more water. This game is... Oh, my voice. This is definitely going to be like a 2-parter stream, I think. Because... it's a lot. It's a lot on my voice. And I can already feel the strain after like 4 hours. So yeah. Basically, I'm gonna do more on this, I think. Maybe we'll do like 5 or 6 hours today. But We'll see. We'll see what happens. But it's definitely going to be a two-parter, is this game, I think. Yeah. I hope that's okay with y'all. Right, I'm just going to pop up the BRB screen again to help me, like, with editing as well. It just helps me find shit. I think I'll make, like, a scene just for, like, clip it here, DG, or something. Do you know what I mean? Something that's just like, oh, here's where DG's going to edit stuff. That could be fun. Right. I kind of want to do Yako Sakazaki now, to be honest. Because this one talks a lot about the school and such. So I figure, let's go to the school. But also, we could find out the motives behind these characters. Which could be interesting. Ooh, the choices, the choices. Crime scene investigation. Spirit board. What do you reckon? What do you want to see, chat? Which one do you want me to do next? Crime scene investigation or spirit board? You want some more occult stuff? Yako is then. Yako Sakazaki searches for the rite of resurrection, hoping to revive her friend who jumped to her death. Oh shit. To get the information she needs, she meets with her classmate Mio Kurozuzu in the classroom at midnight to attempt using a spirit board. So she's actually trying to revive the person who jumped. Okay. And the person who jumped, we're theorizing, was the kidnapper, because we still don't actually know. That should be everything. Okay, let's start. Ready for this, Yako? I need a second. Sorry, give me a second. It's okay, it's normal to be nervous your first time. There's nothing to be scared of, I promise. Thanks, I'm ready. Oh, I thought I was gonna like look around the room and stuff. Oh well. Persons of interest. Alright, let's start. This is the spirit board. This is how we'll be communicating. First, we'll both put a finger on the 10 yen coin that's on the board. Like this. Just like that. Relax your finger as much as you can. Now for the chant. Repeat what I say, okay? Look at her eyes. She's like zoned out. Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board, please visit us. I'm here. What do you want? Well, you can't see her eyes behind my butt. Your turn. Scepter of the Spirit Board. Spirit of the Spectre Board. That's cute. Spectre of the Spirit Board. Spectre of the Spirit Board. Cord, board, and board. Please come this way. Please come on over. Please come to me. Please visit us. Summons Dichi. I think it was this one. Spectre of the Spirit Board. Spectre of the Spirit Board. Please visit us. Good. I feel like I might be in the way. Like, I don't want to like cover up the text though, you know. I just skulk down here. Please tell us if you were there. I've already told you. Open your damn ears, child. Whoa, it really moved. Looks like we succeed in the summoning. We can ask questions now. Right, questions. Start with a question you know the answer to and see the response. Since when you know the question, you know your questions are being answered truthfully, you ask what you really want to know. Okay, I'll start with something simple. What is this girl's name? What is my name? What is this place? Well, I mean, that's the easiest one, right? Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board. Where are we? School. Oh, it's doing the whole thing. High school. This is cool, man. This is really cool. This visual novel game is so good. Okay. High school. High school, that's right. The answers don't seem to be very precise. Oh, I see. What is my name? I think it should know the answer to this. Oh, speak to the spirit board. What is my name? Bob. Stephen. What's the matter? How strange. No? It told me no. I bet it means it doesn't know. It may be the spec to the spirit board, but it doesn't know everything. Is the spirit really the real Is this spectre the real deal? Yes. Oh, that's great. I feel like it's giving me attitude. Oh, that's amazing. Should I push it and see what happens? What is my name? Didn't even hesitate this time. Fine, what is the name of the girl across from me? O-M-I-O Mio. That's right. That's not fair. It knows your name, Mio. Even used that weird character you used to spell your name. Oh, that's cute that they did that as well. How flattering. Mio Kurozuzu. Psychic girl. Hi, Flo. I bet even the teachers get it wrong all the time. I guess these paranormal beings just tend to take a liking to you. Huh? I don't know how I should feel about that. Is it really you? Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board. Are you truly the Spectre of the Spirit Board? No. He said no. Is it lying? Not quite. The Spectre of the Spirit Board is just a temporary name we can call them when using the board. We're actually calling a spirit with a strong tie to this place, or one of the people participating. In other words, a spirit that just happened to be nearby just felt like answering. They don't really think of themselves as the Spectre of the Spirit Board. Oh, really? Huh, feels like some of the mystique has disappeared. Do you mind if I still call you the Spectre of the Spirit Board? Yes! Okay. Thanks. Always good to remember to say please and thank you. Alright, it's time to try asking serious questions. Yeah. Come on, we got her. Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board. What is the name of the boy Mio has a crush on? Hey, you're going to ask that kind of question? Doesn't everyone ask this kind of stuff with the Spirit Boards? Besides, I'm curious. No, let's not do this. No. Guess that must mean you don't have a crush on anyone? Phew. Yeah, that's it. No is correct. Let's move on. Sweats. Or maybe... Oh, the Spectre of the Spirit Board. Do you mean the boy isn't in our class? Yes. Wow. Hey, stop that. Don't make me exercise you. If that's the case, then... Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board. Is it teacher at our school? See, this is why I moved up here. I don't want to, like, block the text as well. No. Oh, no good, huh? Phew. Yako, cut it already. We made the effort to sneak in at night. We shouldn't waste time with these questions. You got a point. That was fun. Okay, here I go. I'll be serious now. Yes, please. Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board. Did Michio Shiraishi in our class, who died by committing suicide by jumping 1 week ago, really commit suicide? No. It looks like you're the spirit they're talking to? Good. So it really wasn't. I'm not surprised. I never believed it from the start. Now's the important part. Yeah. cause of death. Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board. Did Michio Shiraishi die in an accident? I said yes. So it was an accident and not a suicide. Michio. Then, did she slip and fall from the apartment building? No. She didn't. What do you mean? Michio didn't die from falling from the apartment building? Yes, she didn't die from falling. No way. If that were true, then why was she lying on the ground like that in the back alley of the apartment building? It was an accident, but not a fall? Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board, what happened to Michio on that day? Seems like it doesn't know the details. Where is the rite of resurrection? Then how about, oh Spectre of the Spirit Board, we want to use the rite of resurrection to bring Michio back to life. Do you know where the rite of resurrection is? I wonder. Huh? What is this? Stop, I'm scared, Mio. Calm down, you can't let go before it's over. Such deep sorrow, a resentful memory is flowing into my mind. Fool's procession. Those who hear it, kill them. Kill them. Those who hear this sound, kill them all. You've acquired the power of the curse stone, the Fool's possession. You can use it to kill those who hear the sound produced by the curse echo for more than 30 seconds. The effect will be negated if you are seen in that time. Press the use curse button to just... A murderous impulse seeps into my soul like thick black tar. Now. Kill. Can you hear it, curse bearer? You, who so strongly desires the right. Kill them. Hang on. Something really important I need to check down. Where's the one where I was on the bridge? No, it's not that one. I don't remember. Hang on, let's look at this. Fool's possession. So we know what this one is. We just got that one. Beckoning light. Haunted clappers. That's the fire one. Don't know that one. Here's what I'm thinking. Or here's what I'm wondering. The Fool's Procession. When the leg... Do you remember we were at the bridge and there's the guy with the glasses and the woman behind us, right? Did we get killed by this power? Omio stood atop the tall festival tower. It was her time to shine, and she was ecstatic. It had been years since she joined the troupe, but she had yet to enjoy her day in the spotlight. She wasn't particularly pretty, nor was she all that talented. As a gossip and a loudmouth, she wasn't well liked by her peers. Some of the other girls thought of her as a teacher's pet and bullied her. I don't care about them, she thought. I use this chance to make something of myself. Everything was perfect. She wore a beautiful kimono and an okame mask over her face. The stage was set. The accompaniment began. She danced with everything she had. Applause rained down upon her from the crowd. Her breathing hastened with excitement. I've got to catch my breath. That's strange. I can't take my mask off. The smell of glue assaulted her nostrils. Oh no. So that's how it is. I knew it was too good to be true. Her screams were drowned out by the music she squirmed from and struggled. Mio is giving it her all today. We have to keep up. The crowd livened even more. No, no, please, someone help me. She fell from the tower, writhing in pain as she begged those around her for help. The music stopped in time with Mio's heart. Fuck. I feel like when you'd put it on, like you would feel the glue being there. But that is an awful, awful thing to do to somebody. Oh my god. It can't be. You need to hear the music for a long time. I'm not sure. I'm not sure yet, Havoc. I'm still leaving open the possibility that it was. But yeah. The information in the game for the spirit board suggests that Michio's death was not a suicide. When they continue to press the spirit board for the location of the right resurrection, a curse of echo suddenly appears. Yeah. 1 week ago. This is during the suicide. Oh, right. It's waiting for me. Hey, did you hear? Someone from our school committed suicide. What? Really? Who? I heard that Michio from Class C, right? No way, Michio? He's been acting pretty strangely lately, but I still can't believe it. Did you hear about Michio from Class C? Yeah, she seemed like a stereotypical honor student in her first year, but she stopped showing up to class and her grades started dropping after her third semester. So she offed herself because her grades were bad. No fair. Just thinking about practice tests makes me want to die too. All anyone cares about is test scores and grades. Did you know? I heard Michio's mum remarried last year. They say her new stepdad is a total jerk. Really? How so? Like, he'd peek on her while she changes and couldn't keep his hands off her. Yeah. I even heard he's an ex-con. If she resists him, he gets violent. That's so scary. No way, I couldn't take that. I'd probably think about killing myself too if I had to deal with someone like that at home. Are they inferring that the guy who did the mass killings 20 years ago is her stepdad? Oh my god. You hear about suicides on the news, but for it to happen here, it's a little scary. By the way, isn't there a girl who transferred into Class C recently? Oh, I heard about her. She's gloomy, doesn't stand out much. Did you know that the school she was at before she transferred also had a suicide? Wait, for real? That seems like kind of fishy. Yeah, it does. I'm guessing they're talking about Mio there, but don't know. There might be some of you who already know, but a member of our class, Michio Shiraishi, passed away last night. Okay, calm down. I know this comes as a surprise, but please keep quiet. The cause of death is still under investigation, and there's nothing we know for certain at the moment. Detailed investigation reports will come from the police, so please don't go spreading any rumors. We're sending everyone home for today. No dilly-dallying on your way. School will be off tomorrow as well. I have a question, chat. Like, this is a genuine question. I'm not trying to, like, poke holes in the game's plot or anything like that. But if there's a death in your class, right, or in the past, like in real life, has the teacher actually come forward and, like, you know, addressed it? Or is it just kind of, they just keep it hush? Because I feel like they wouldn't say something, but it's more of a trope as such, that you know, they come forward and address it. I feel like that's more of a something you see in stories, maybe. But I don't know. Hey, you, stop celebrating. Show some respect. Oh, fucking hell. There'll be a memorial service scheduled next week at the school assembly if anyone wishes to pay their respects individually. I know when I was in primary school, the janitor passed away and the school took a moment to kind of like appreciate him. But I don't know about a class member, if you see what I mean, or a teacher or anything like that. Not to, you know, not to segregate him as being a janitor or anything like that, but like, do you know what I mean? It wasn't a school student, like a child. It was an adult who was, I don't know how old. So yeah, I don't know. Sorry to bug you. It's just, you seem a little different from your usual self. I hope I'm not being a nosy. Thank you, Kurazuzu. Thanks, Mio. But, thanks, Mio. Was I acting that strangely? Yeah, enough to make me worry. If you want to talk, I'm happy to listen. Yeah, this is perfect timing. There's actually something I want to ask you. Yeah? But Suyu says, they did it at the high school I went to. Villain says, it does happen, but mostly people somewhat involved with the person who passed away. I see. So they don't usually, like, address the whole class as such, I guess. I'd say it depends on how much exposure it gets. If you hush a group of them, they won't say much to anything. It's a full-blown spectacle, then it would need to be announced. That's a good point, Flo, actually, yeah. That's a good point. The fact that, yeah, if somebody jumped off the top of school and they passed away, there's going to be a lot of people who see it, and then, yeah, that makes a lot of sense, yeah. About the Spectre of the Spirit Board, about the Right Resistance, about Mishio Shiraishi. I wonder why she had to die. She didn't leave a note or anything, but they announced that it was a suicide. That can't be right. She would never kill herself. Mishio was the little face. There I am, in the way of the text again. Mishio was so happy and had always looked on the bright side of things. She loved coming to school. I know she was going through some hard times, but for her to kill herself? I never got a chance to speak with her. She was often absent from school, and when she did come in, she looked depressed. You're right. And that's why everyone was so willing to accept that she committed suicide. They acted like they cared, but all they did was gossip about it. They put together little pieces of information and spread rumors like it's the truth. Isn't that terrible? Yes, it is. I've heard some of that are really awful. In the end, the only reason they're able to say stuff like that is because they aren't personally involved. It's true that she didn't get along with her new stepdad and that her grades went down, but to say things like, how sad, no wonder she killed herself, how dare they? She always told me she was okay whenever I talked to her because I was worried. She would have told me if there was something bothering her so badly she'd kill herself over it. I'm sorry, but Mio looks like so disinterested in this conversation right now. She's just like, yep, okay. Let's push for more. I won't let Michio's death be written off like this. Like, maybe she got caught up in something bad. Something bad? People have been talking about that body found in the former Yasuda Gardens, right? Some are saying that this town is cursed or something. Yes, there has been a strange feeling around things recently. Okay, about the right. Hey, Mio, you know about the right of resurrection, right? Yeah, it's that thing Mr. Araishi apparently discovered and wrote an article about. I doubt there's many people who don't know he's always talking about it. Do you know which wheel? Huh? Well, it sounds a little too good to be true to me. But on the off chance that it really works, we could bring Michio back to life with it. I want to find it if there's even the slightest chance of bringing Michio back. But how will you look for it? Right, that's the thing. You know that spirit board thing that everyone's been doing? Where you summon a spirit and ask it whatever you want? Yeah, I know it. I want to try it out. There's something I want to know. Why are you telling me this? I mean, you seem like the type to know about this stuff. Oh, I do I? Yeah, you look like you're really into the occult stuff, you know. You've got that kind of gloomy look. Excuse me? Huh? I don't know how I should feel about that. But you do know how to do it, right? Well, yeah. I think I probably know a little more than most. Okay, please help me. You're my only hope. The thing you want to ask, is it... Yeah, I want to know the truth behind Michio's death. And where the rite of resurrection is hidden. I see. I don't know if getting the answer to those questions will be as easy as you hope. Please, the teachers and police aren't any help. And there's only so much I can do alone. If there's even the slightest chance, then... Well... Okay, if that would make you feel better, then I'll help. Yes, thank you, Mio. Okay then, tomorrow after dark. Mio's great. She's like, yeah, let's do this occult shit. I'll help you out. I don't mind summoning the dead. I'll help my homies out. Yeah. Are you awake, Yako? Based Mio? Yeah, what happened? You can't remember? Let's see. We used the spirit board and... I suddenly heard something like this weird voice. And then it passed out. Yes, as far as I can tell, you aren't experiencing any negative effects. I think it was just a mild shock from how sudden it was. Huh. Ah, was everything okay with the spirit? Yep. It was almost bad, but I got it to leave. More importantly, what is that thing you have in your hand? In my hand? Whoa, what the heck is this? It looks so freaky. When did I get it? The cursed stone acquired. The Fool's Procession. Oh, there's so much anger and hatred held within it. It looks like a little like tools that were used for ancient curses. That's so scary. Yako, you just said you heard a strange voice, right? Could you tell me what you heard? Anything you can recall? I think it might be connected to that object. Let's see. It felt like I was at the bottom of a dark place. Then this voice felt like it was echoing in my mind. After that, it just kept shouting, kill them. See, thank you. Yako, I think you may have exactly what you need in order to use the Rite of Resurrection. A curse with the power to take people's lives and turn them into soul dregs. What? You mean this is a real curse? I know I said I wanted to use the Rite of Resurrection to bring Michio back, but why? Why me? It makes no sense. Yako, please calm down and listen. Sure. I'm sorry about panicking. No, it's okay. Fear is something we feel in the face of the unknown. Long ago, people would give names to phenomena they couldn't understand in order to live with them. However, modern-day developments in science and culture have pushed the rejection of things that can't be measured. And so the paranormal has been treated like it doesn't exist. But they've been around since a long, long time ago. If you just understand, you can see that there's nothing to be afraid of. First, calming down is the most important. Accept reality for what it is. Huh? I only really gave this stuff a shot because it was popular, but... You really do have a connection with this stuff, don't you? Well, I suppose to an extent. Hey Mio, what do I do? Where do I start? Am I cursed? Am I going to die? It's okay. I'll take care of the curse. That's why I'm here in the first place. What? Trust me. I'll take care of things. It'll be alright. Thanks. I was the one who dragged you along to do the spirit board. It's fine. You're desperate to find a way to try and help your friend. But spirit boards are dangerous and you have to take them seriously. So I'm glad you invited me. Alright, let's review everything we've learned so far and think of how to move forward. Okay. Alright. About the curse. What is this curse? Am I cursed? Well, I've only looked into it a little, but I wouldn't quite say you're cursed. It's more like you've gained the ability to use the power of a curse. So there shouldn't be any kind of negative paranormal effect on you. The power to use a curse? Do you mean this curse stone? Yes. If the curse stone is used under certain conditions, a curse will be placed on someone, taking their life and turning them into soul dregs. Soul dregs are said to be required to enact the rite of resurrection. Normally, a curse is a spell that would only be usable by Onmuji of considerable talent. I believe that curse stone makes it so that even normal people can use them. So someone like me with no knowledge could curse someone. Yes, but it's still nothing to take lightly. You can end up having it redirected right at you. To tell you the truth, something unusual did happen while we were using the spirit board. It happened right around midnight, I think. This whole area seems to be under the effect of the Feast of Shadows. That's new. The Feast of Shadows. Yes, it's a type of spell that temporarily boosts the potency of the supernatural. It also has the effect of making the powers of certain curse echoes manifest more easily. Judging by its strength, I'd say it probably covers about 3 to 4 kilometer radius. 3 to 4 kilometers? That's big enough to cover all of Sumida City. Yes, I think the Feast of Shadows was used to cause the resentment lingering in the area to manifest as curse stones. Someone did this, yeah. But who? I don't know enough to say. But it's likely that it was done by someone who wants to uncover the rite of resurrection. This isn't something to happen naturally. I see. About the curse. You know, I was just thinking, right? Remember that, like, wandering aimless spirit thing that was heading towards Shoujo and Yako? We never really found out what the hell that's about either. About the curse. Curse Stone's powers can only be used in this area under the influence of the Feast of Shadows. The effects can also only appear after the sun has set. By setting a limit on when they can be used, the curses are strengthened. So we can't murder people in the daytime with our curses. So the curses can't be used outside this area or during the day. Correct. But speaking of limits, to actually use a curse to kill someone, it seems there are conditions that need to be met. Conditions? You mean like how my curse echo needs someone to listen to the sound it makes for 30 seconds? To be honest, I don't really understand it. Like, how do I even summon the curse echo or make a sound? Do I just, like, will it? Do you mind if I try? Stop. You shouldn't be using curses so willy-nilly. Even if there are conditions that have to be met, the power to kill someone without leaving behind evidence is dangerous enough. In that sense, maybe you really have been cursed. I'm sorry that you got wrapped up in this situation, even though I'm here with you. That curse stone, I think whoever holds it becomes a curse bearer. It would probably be best for me to hold on to it, but then I'd feel bad about forcing it on you. No, I sense a powerful force rejecting me. I don't think I'd be able to take it. Really? Why? If we tried separating it from you, the curse may trigger. That's how bad I sensed it. That's how bad I sense it wants to stay with you. No way. That curse stone might look like nothing more than an old Nesuke carving, but I can sense a powerful resentful energy from it. I don't think it's a good idea for me to even touch it. I may seem like I know what I'm doing, but I don't know how to handle something this powerful. Really? This little thing? If you threw it away and someone with bad ideas picked it up, it could be bad. I think it would be safe to avoid the risk of getting anyone else involved and have you hold on to it for now. Well now, I'm kind of freaked out. Anyways, we need to make it to daybreak. I think the curse should weaken once it's morning. I hope you find a way to deal with it then. Okay. So there are 2 things you should remember. First, do not fulfill the conditions while it's night. Second, should you happen to fulfill the conditions, don't use the curse. Right. About the 7 mysteries. The mysterious voice said the cursed stone is called the Fool's Procession, right? Yeah, that's from the 7 mysteries in Honjo, right? A school is said to be connected with a story of the same name, one of the mysteries, right? I don't think it's a coincidence. This is just a guess, but it's possible that you were chosen because it could fill your desire for the rite of resurrection. If this is a curse of the 7 mysteries of Honjo, then it's possible that there are others who received curses associated with the other mysteries. Yeah, that voice also said there are other curse bearers or whatever that you called them. Not only that, apparently you can get a lot of soul dregs by killing a curse bearer. Right, that's certainly not good. Even if we have no intention of killing others with the curse, there's a chance you may be the target if other curse bearers find us. Yeah. We'll have to avoid anyone who has another of the curses. That means we should avoid people at night as much as possible. But Mio, yes? This curse is real. It means I could bring Michio if I used it right. Bring back Michio. The Rite of Resurrection would be real too. Yes, that's true. But you can't do that, Yako. But it feels like it's not the time to worry about that kind of stuff. If Michio died in an accident, then I'm sure she didn't want to die. What's the issue with putting a little curse on a complete stranger? I sort of feel like it wouldn't be a big deal. What's going on with you? You're not acting like yourself, Yako. You would never even consider taking the life of another person. Is it the curse's influence on you? Maybe the curse echoes grudges rubbing off on you. Will you show me it for a second? Is there something inside it? No, stop! Yako? Oh, I'm sorry. But it's like... I suddenly really didn't want you to touch it. Mio. I understand, I'm sorry. But you need to give up on the Rite of Resurrection. What? Because that's the real curse. Using resurrection as a lure, it tempts curse bearers into using their curses. You have to resist it. Don't let yourself be deceived by some curse. But Michio could... I think for tonight we should get you home to rest. I'll walk you. The curse's influence should subside in the morning. Okay. I'm sorry, but I'm telling you that you need to give up on the right. It's beyond us. Even a single curse stone alone is too much to handle. Bringing back the dead isn't something so simple. I know how much it hurts, but please focus on just worrying about the surviving tonight. Even now, we're in great danger. Okay, let's get going then, shall we? Let's take the same route we took to get here. Right. Well, you'll be fine, right? There's no one else at school, is there? I think so. The night shift janitor shouldn't be patrolling this late at night either. Except the janitor might be the killer from 20 years ago. What? Why'd the lights go out? Mio, are you okay? Mio's dead. Oh shit, fuck. Mio? She's not here, what's happening? Where are you? Hang on, I've got an idea. I've got an idea. Fuck, we can't boost the brightness. Oh no, I thought I'd boost the brightness. Oh, here it is. Schwump. Oh, that didn't help. I thought I was being clever. I thought I was being clever by doing that. Hoping we'll find another sticker, actually. A collectible sticker. Oh, what? Ah! Oh no, 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 what was that? Get me out of here, Mio. Mio, where are you? Yoko, I'm here. Over here, can you see me? Oh, where? I can't see anything. There you are, Mio. This way, over here. Be careful. Your field of vision is being limited. Right. Okay. I'm glad Mio's not dead.